And welcome to the latest episode of Mostly Satisfactory, which is my Let's Build series in the beautiful, exotic, alien, and sometimes dangerous world of Satisfactory. In previous episodes, we have gone through a couple iterations of base building because I've been learning the game as I move along in this series. So it's been a lot of trial and error. However, I've come up with a basic base design that is expandable and modular, and that's what we've been working on. And now I want to expand the base to include all that copper to have a more efficient production run of the items that use copper. I mean, I've right now I'm producing copper, but wow, this place seems a lot smaller than it used to. But we are producing wire, copper sheets, and cabling. But what we want to do is we want to change the production layout of those items so that we can scale them up if and when the need arises. And to that end, we want to kind of push eastward, away from the rest of the base to make room for basically production of 3 different items. That's 3 different islands, and then eventually a smelter or a smelter complex for the copper. That's going to be a 4th island. So I want to branch off of. I'm going to need some supplies. So while I'm here, let's grab a bunch of concrete. Now that we're producing it twice the rate we were before, and let's go get some plates and such. Don't want to quite jump from there. Let's try jumping from here. I can't watch. I have a bit of a fear of heights, and sometimes when I jump off things in this game like that, I got to shut my eyes, and that was one of them. I got that weird feeling in my stomach. So, cabling is all full, so that's good, I guess. Looks like plates are all full, but we need to take a bunch. Not all of them, no. And then, while we're at it, let's take a look at our reinforced plates and rotors, because I can see. So we've established that these blade runners do, in fact, they do make a difference in running and jumping, and sometimes that can be problematic like this. So I got 51 rotors. I need more. Actually, I think that'll do it. 51 will get me like 9 off. That's pretty close. And then I got a bunch of plates. I'm going to need the plates for the frames, though. So let's take the rotors. And let's take the plates. Do I think I can jump up there from here? Not like that. Let's see. I don't think so, especially with the rail in place. But yeah, with the rail in place, that didn't work. But look at that. It didn't take any damage. So let's run back here. Where are the dogs? Where are my doggos? Where did they go? Okay, I see one. Hey, Pooch. It's awfully dark. Okay. I don't know where your brother is. Follow me. Come with me, please. Okay. So I lost the doggo. I'm sure he's around here somewhere. I just gotta go look for him. Okay, now that you're south of this rock that you'll get stuck on, I want you to get stuck in that rock so I can go back up and do what I was doing. I'd hire a babysitter, but there's no babysitters to be had here. Or a dog sitter, I guess. Okay. So you're back up on our islands, and we are headed eastward. Let's drop off these rotors and such. That's not what I want. This is so the rotors almost, I'm 9 short, and now these frames, right? What are these frames? I can make some. They take a lot of time is what they take. So we won't try to finish this. We will just make a dent in it. Maybe at next episode we'll finish this, and that'll add steel, which is going to complicate things, but I think it might be a good idea to complicate things before I rework the whole iron production and iron products production, since undoubtedly they're related. So let's see how that goes. I wonder, usually steel is the introduction of carbon to iron, so I suspect I might have to cough up some of my carbon for steel production. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I only need 16 frames. So yeah, next episode we'll go ahead and try to finish that. We should have my 9 rotors by then, I'm hoping. Okay, this is where we're headed. Okay. And then let's see. Foundations. And let's build a bridge to nowhere, which is what it is for now, but it's 2. And I hate moving into the unknown here. There we go. 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that basically sets the template for the rest of the island. So now I can go up down here and zoop it. Zoop. So that's 2 rows. 3 rows. The island's square, so it's going to be 9 rows of 9 foundations. That's 4. 5, 6, 7. And we're stuck at 7 because apparently I'm going through concrete like a madman here. But that's okay. That's okay because, you know, we've got a plan. And it's only taken me 25 episodes to get to the point where I can build without a whole lot of tear down and rebuild. So that's a key element in this game, which is a lot of trial and error, a lot of experimentation. But the beauty is that they design that into the package. They don't penalize you for experimentation, for building and tearing down, and because I think they get it, right? Because in the classic, oh boy, my stomach went wacky again. In the classic words of Maya Angelou, do the best you can, and then when you know better, do better. And that's what this is all about. So that was 7, right? Yep. That's 8. That's 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now let's give him a leg to stand on, literally. Didn't even have to cut any trees down, right? Because we're able to fit completely over the trees. And then we want to vertical this. And then we want to vertical this. Oh, I took it off vertical. And now, yep, now it's in zoop. So, let's try again. Okay. Oh, see, I forgot these fancy curved bits. Oh, double oopsie. I forgot that they should be at the top of the column, not separate from the column. It's been a couple weeks, a little rusty, that's all. Okay. Oops. I had it rotated and then it changed orientation on me. These are cool shaped pieces. Gives me a lot of flexibility. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. You know, I've really been able to double down and focus on playing building games. And, you know, some great games with some great building tools, but no one game has it all, right? So, like this has got some cool pieces that I wish were in some of the other games, but they have some key elements about building or some pieces that I wish were in this game. So, and of course, if you play all of them, you get a taste of all of them, and then you're in the same boat I am, which is you wish that all of them took the best chunks of each and incorporated across all of them. Okay. And I'll apologize ahead of time. My schedule's going to be pretty wacky in the next week. We are flying out tonight for a family vacation in New England. And I'll be gone for 6 days. But by the time you're watching this, I'll be back. But when you're watching this and I'll be back, I will be feverishly trying to catch back up to the regular schedule, because we will, when I'm gone on the road with the family, we're doing family and touristy type stuff. I'm not recording videos, so a good chunk of my queue would have been eaten up in that time, and I'll be trying to get back on track. So if you're watching this, my apologies. But even as you're watching this, I am back on the case. So, of course, when I get back, I'll have some new things to share, some new war stories. Probably nothing as cool or as interesting as the time the monkey in Thailand ate my glasses, but that's another story for another time. There was also my first time in the tropics. That was on the island of Diego Garcia, and there's some interesting stories around that, such as how I learned to walk on water. It has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with being scared. But oh gosh. That's one of the cool things about being old, is unless you were old and lived in a closet under the stairs, you've been out and about and you've experienced some things, and some of them are scary, some are funny, some are interesting, but I mean they're all stories worth sharing at one point or another. So okay, it kind of looks like we're ready to take off, but I'm not flying. I don't even know if you can fly in this game. I'm pretty sure there's a jetpack. I don't think there's flying vehicles, but a jetpack would be nice. But my guess is it requires fuel, and that would be one more thing I have to add to the list of production. And then unless you have a big old mountain load of fuel, or mountain of fuel, you're going to have to be careful with what you use until you do have a mountain of fuel at your beck and call. Okay, let's see. It's a lot easier to do things from up here. I don't want to build a tower. I want to color within the lines. So the outer edge of the island, this is trickier than it looks, because you can easily wind up coloring the wrong block. And then you do it all over again with the pattern. So here we go. Now, like I said, we're not tackling iron production yet. This is just copper production. Currently, copper has 3 products: wires, and from wires we need cables, and a separate product which is sheets, right? So those are the 3 copper-based products so far. There might be more. I don't know about them yet. And then, of course, we will also need to build a smelter complex on an island like this as well. And if we, what we did with concrete, we're using as the basis of what we're doing this time, except I need more rods. Probably need more of everything while I'm down here. But we'll use the design we laid out for concrete last time, and that'll be the basis of the design for each of these copper items, right? So there'll be production of the wire, production of the cables, production of the sheets, and then the smelter will be new. That will be a new template for us, but that is important because it's going to be the template for iron, which we will handle after the copper. And once we get through the copper, once we get to the iron stuff, that pretty much replaces fully everything that we've done in the past. But it'll all be more efficient. It'll be expandable, configurable. And so then we'll probably go through a round of optimizing, speed things up, right? Because, we're doing okay as far as the basic items like the wire and the plates and stuff like that. But when it comes to the production of the higher tier stuff, and when I mean higher tier, I mean higher tier to me at the moment. I know I'm still just like one step above baby level, but when it comes to other stuff, production slows down dramatically. I mean, you saw, I don't think I've looked at the rotors for like 2 or 3 episodes, and we're only at 90, which sounds like a lot, but you're talking about 3+ hours of production. Only got me to 90, and I need 150. So, and presumably these rotors and stuff are going to be components in future items we have to build, right? So if you think the production of a component is slow, then it's even going to be slower for the final product while you wait for all those components to complete. So, and some of you in the comments, some of you old grizzled war horses, veterans, have basically said, you got to optimize. Yeah, you're right. I do. We'll get there. Just continue sitting on your hands until we do. But, in the meanwhile, enjoy the view. It is gorgeous out here, except when you're standing next to a plant that spews poison gas. Yeah, that kind of takes the fun out of it, but... Ooh, it looks kind of smoggy. Kind of got that LA haze there. Boy, do I remember that. Every once in a while, we have a pretty bad wildfire season up in my neck of the woods in the Pacific Northwest. And the air quality goes down through the floor. But it's kind of interesting because while everyone else in my neighborhood is hiding indoors with face masks on and everything because to maintain their lungs, I'm the idiot who's outside breathing deep and enjoying that quality of the light as it tries to fight its way through the smoke, because it just reminds me of my youth. I mean, the living near the LA basin in the 70s, smog was a piece of the environment, right? It was just fundamental to the experience. And as weird as it sounds, sometimes smog or wildfire smoke will make me nostalgic for those times. I mean, it's a good time in my life, except for the fact that apparently I had a hard time breathing, and more to the point, that kind of probably screwed me up for the rest of my life. Even knowing I do like that smell, I can only do it for a little bit because I'm an asthma sufferer. Growing up in that stuff, plus, it was the 70s. I had parents, they smoked like chimneys, indoors in the car. A breath of fresh air in the 70s was mighty rare, so... Not a smoker myself. I kind of figured that if I started smoking, I probably wouldn't make it past 25. So, anyway, let's try. That's not right. First of all, I need more stuff. Man, I'm just ripping through all the supplies like nobody's business today. I didn't... well, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't think I had to keep grabbing supplies, but, you know, I kept running into problems that would cause me to have to go someplace and do something, and I think I probably did keep running out of supplies, but I just, you know, since I was running around tackling all these other problems, grabbing supplies on the way through was just, you know, part of the process. But now that I'm essentially able to like just build and build and build without running into major stoppages, I'm starting to realize that maybe I need to carry a lot more supplies with me and probably focus on MAM upgrades that give me more slots in my inventory. Very nice. Very nice. I love, I'll say again, right? First of all, the catwalks are wide and the walkways are narrow, so it's backwards. But I do kind of prefer actually the narrow walkways, but you know, we'd already started with the catwalks, so I'll go with that. But I like them. I do like them. They give it a nice industrial feel, while definitely being very useful in allowing me to get from point A to point B. They're very, very cool. I've always enjoyed verticality in computer games, right? Which is ironic. Like I said, I have a thing for heights. So verticality should be a danger, but under the right circumstances, I love verticality. I mean, I'm kind of like a cat. Like, I want to be in the tallest thing in the house, but then I kind of freak out because I'm on the tallest thing in the house, right? It's just like, oh my gosh, I'm way up here. I used to climb a lot of trees as a kid. Getting up the tree was no problem. Then realizing that I'm up a tree, that kind of... it was hard to muster the courage to come back down, right? Looking up's not a problem. Looking down is what reminds you that gravity isn't necessarily your friend. Where is... there. Concrete pillars. And I can't just place onesies. I got... yes. I mean, I can place onesies, but what I want is to place it only where I want to place it without adding an extra piece up top like that. But that's not the way it works. But that's okay. I'm not penalized. It's not like I lose material by doing it this way. Okay, so basically stairwell's complete. And you know, I whipped that out in no time flat compared to the old days. Last month. Okay, so this is the basic island is done, and it's got power, so we can go up here to our perch, and we can kind of lay things out. It's not difficult. Just looking here, stuff's going to be coming in from the south there, so we want to kind of line things up that way. So the inputs will be coming in from the south, heading north. So that's what we'll do is we'll line up and point the machines facing north. And let me make sure that it's lined up on the foundation that way, and it is. And let's try to tweak this. Like so. I think that'll work. So now we'll set up the inputs. Now, you know, we're halfway through the episode, but I don't think there's much point in trying to fully complete the production of one item. I think what we need to do is probably press on, finish setting up this island, and then start building the other islands, build the other islands for the other copper products, and then build the smelter, and then, you know, throw the switch and for all of it, and see how things explode. So that technically that's called a smoke test, because you flip the switch and all you're looking there is to make sure nothing explodes, no smoke. Is this lined up? It looks like it might be off. Oh, let's rotate it and see. Nope, it's not off. Okie dokie. So that goes in there, that goes in there. Let's go ahead and set up the output. So there will be a container that we will feed the output into. And that's under organization. Make sure it's centered, and it is. Kind of back it up to toe the line here. There we go. Okay, so then we got to get it from A to B. So we got to move the output from this constructor, and it will go. We'll kind of snake it through. You know, and there's nothing to snake around, just open space. But we're doing all this with an eye toward the future, right? We want to lay this out, not because there's stuff to go around now, but at some point, if we want to expand production, we might need to add stuff. And instead of, you know, taking what exists and knocking it down and rebuilding it slightly different, we just plan for it up front. And you know, famous words to live by. Those a great concept. And if you're just tuning into this series and you think, wow, that's a good idea, you must be wise. It's like, no, I'm not, because we've been doing this for 25 hours, and I hope by now I would have learned my lesson. So yes, we got to this point because we certainly weren't at it before, and we had to learn a different way of thinking, in fact, right? But that's it's not a bad thing. It's just, that's part of the fun of these games. And in this particular series, that's why I approached it the way I did. Even if you've been watching the channel, you may not know, or you may not remember how I mentioned that I had some friends and they were playing the game, and every time I came on Discord, it seems they were always playing it and they're talking it up, and you know, I got interested, but I didn't know much about it except for some of the things they said. So I bought the game to try it out, and I think I got like 10 hours into it. I was basically through the tutorial part when I decided, you know what, I'm out of rods. That's not what I thought. No, but what I thought was, wow, this is a really immersive, interesting experience, and I think it would make a fantastic series. Not just like, hey, here's the game and watch me do stuff in it, which that's certainly, you know, a traditional let's play or let's build. But in this case, I don't really know diddly squat about this game, so not only am I going to build and let's see how that goes, but watch me stumble my way through it and grow with me. So if you know you're an old Satisfactory veteran and you know everything, you know, grab your popcorn and do your version of Mystery Science 3000 Theater, where you can basically kick back and point out all my missteps. Feel free to leave comments, but you know, maybe that's not you. Maybe you've never even heard of this game before, and this is a chance to learn about it. Wow, it's kind of making me dizzy running with these Blade Runners on, but you know, maybe this is all new to you, or it's not new to you, but you didn't play and you're just kind of curious what it looks like. And yes, I didn't probably need to get concrete, but now I'm coming to the conclusion that if I'm running out of something, I should top off all the different tanks so that I don't, get run all the way back out there, lay down 2 things, and realize I'm out of something else now. So, anyway. So that's really how this all got started. And I've really just been enjoying the heck out of it. I mean, it really is cool. Cool. Now, this is pretty much all I'm going to do on this island today. So we're not wired to actually anything. There's no material being pumped in because we need to do a bunch of islands kind of all at once, all together. So we are going to actually switch foundations and move to the next island. This time I'm going to try to zoop 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's just 8. We'll have to run to the end of this and see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like I got 9. Yeah, I just couldn't see it because of all these trees. They're big ones too. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do something about these trees. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is kind of a mess. I didn't, I thought I had all this space, and it's amazing how quickly you use up all this space. So we can, that one's not so bad. This is bad. So we'll break out my trusty dusty chainsaw and do some delicate landscaping so that we can see what we're doing up there. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of trees that are going to be in the way. And this is still hard on me. I'm still of the mindset I would love to just let this stuff sit here. But, I'm simulating industrial expansion, not a nature preserve. So while I will do my best to try to keep things as unsullied as I can, there's got to be some sullying. And that's what I'm doing here. Nice. There is something satisfying about using a chainsaw. That one took a long time to fall. That's a pretty deep little canyon there. So just make sure it wasn't like a super deep canyon, like fall off into the clouds type of thing. Because, I might fall. Try not to. Just want to make sure something will be stopping my fall. Like the ground. Yeah, this one goes. We don't need to get all the bushes. A lot of them will be covered by the foundation, and that way if we ever take the foundation down, all those bushes will be restored. So I don't have to worry about that. Can I jump up there from here? Oh, probably not. I might be able to, but I don't have the skill or the coordination to do it. So, okay, so this is row 2 of the island. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, it's easier to do it from up here. So then there was row 3. And row 4, and I think I'm going to be butting right up against cliffs and stuff in a second. 5. 6. And 7. Let's take care of this tree first. Huh. I can pick up some of these leaves. The other ones won't let me pick them up for some reason. Okay, we'll get back to that in a minute. Let's see. Foundation 4 meter. This is 7. Yeah, I'm not going to have room for 9 rows. And then it's row 8. And then we're in the cliff. Okay. And I don't have the ability to use my explosives for demolition purposes, so because I don't have the technology to run the detonators yet. But when I do, boy, I got some ideas on how to use that stuff. There's some plants spewing some poisonous gas that I think I want to try my explosives on. Wow, I can see them just fine now and pick them up. I say that and then I can't, but okay. Why can't I cut this tree down? Why can't I get this tree in my sight? Change the area mode, and then I can. There you go. That was a big one too. Okay, let's see about cleaning up some of this fluff. There we go. So you just gotta be just right to be able to pick them up. I didn't know this in the past. Because, you know, when you have access to the whole bush, you didn't have to worry about only certain parts being visible or you can pick them up from. But learned something today. So this is a lot cleaner than it would have been. I mean, you know, it's a factory and all, so there's already enough maintenance without having to worry about going out and mowing the factory floor. So. This is probably not a bush. It must be the top of a tree. And that's probably the case here. Yeah, because we're high enough up. There's no bush that tall. Still, that's pretty clean. That's pretty good. And we're by the classic arch. Not McDonald's. Okay, so we can paint the fence, so to speak. Wax the floor. Wax on, wax off. Okay. Let's put a tower down. To make it easier. I even remembered to turn the tower so I don't accidentally fall off the top of this thing. Okay, let's see. To paint mode. And paint, 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 paint. There is a limit to my reach. Okay. Well, that sucks. Labels then, I suppose. And over here. Okay, now we should be able to reach everything from here. And let's do labels first. I don't like seeing the green stripes like that. It just weirds me out for some reason. But, you know, I'll get over it. Okay. Now let's put my constructor down. Again, stuff's going to come in from the south. So let's line this up so it's facing north. And I'm putting it in the corner because, you know, that's where we start. Toe the line. And build a floor input or pass through. Now I gotta say too, it is a relief that we're out in the open like this. You know, we're not trying to, you know, run conveyors on top of and through things and all around things. You know, that's another reason why things are moving a lot easier than they have in the past. It's amazing what a little space and organization will get you. Mostly space. Make sure I line this up to the right row, which is this one, then turn it around. Okay, make sure it's lined up in the middle, like so. And now we will go ahead and run conveyors. Just like last time, we will snake through this area, knowing there isn't anything here. One day there probably will be. So we will snake through now so that we don't have to pick it all up and snake through later. Okay. And then now, this is tricky. Looking at the clock, I don't know if I'll be able to get the third one all the way done, but we'll certainly try. Still got to do power. Still have to do the supports, but as you can see, as we've moved eastward, the ground has risen up to meet us. So I won't have to work so much on the supports. I mean, these ones are resting on earth. So that's good. I don't need to go all the way there. And then here. This will be. Since this one has less surface area, and I'm guessing that copper sheets will be a lower quantity than the other ones. This will probably be where the power, the copper sheets will be produced. But wire and cable, I imagine, are something that I will keep ramping up. So we want to make sure those islands have plenty of space for expansion. And then, what? I got plenty of material. What is the problem? Oh, look at this. So I've run into this stuff before, and as I postulated, you know, all those cracks are just, that I think that's a visual clue that if I blow that up with explosives, there's something I want to do on the other side. Of course, it could be a trap. There could be something I definitely don't want to do or see on the other side, but Oh, hold on. Oh, I did it again. So here, not all the way up. Gotta kill off the top one. So it could be a trap, you know. There could be something really nasty behind that stuff. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to be that mean. If I went to the trouble of inventing explosives and building explosives and using them, there's got to be something good back there. Everything I've seen so far kind of leans that way, so we'll see. We'll see. And those of you in the know, don't drop any clues in the comments. Don't drop any spoilers. Don't be that guy. Huh. So this corner is pretty easy since it's just like already on the ground practically. Not as easy as this corner, which is in the ground, so don't have to worry about that. Now this problem child corner, what am I gonna do? Uh-oh. That is a big, mean looking dude. This is a chance to try the rebar gun. That got his attention. That's not a good sign. It looks like he's going to charge me. I'm hoping I can get some rounds in him before. I don't know if this... He noticed I'm shooting him. So I know it's got to be reaching him. But it does not seem to be doing anything except annoying the living snot out of him. Okay, didn't count on him running away from me. Oh, that's not running. That's not running. That guy took a bunch of hits. And he's got a hairy chest. That's probably... He was born in the 70s. Oh, there was 3 hog remains. Okay, so this guy was kind of uber. I hate those plants. So that's why he took a mess of rounds. So... The rebar gun lets you reach out and touch. Oh, what is going on here? I didn't pick 1 meter foundations. How did that happen? How? Okay, hold on. Let's kill this. Right, and why? So I never use 1 meter found. Look at that, 1 meter foundations. I mean, you saw it. You didn't see me pick 1 meter foundations, did you? It won't let me build 4 meter foundations here. They'll let me get close. I'll take that off. What is... So is it that rocky area down below that I have to blow up? Is that what... Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Oh, it's rocky things to blow up here too. Okay, so that's what it was trying to tell me. It's trying to tell me that you're in a... collision with something that I'm not ready to deal with yet. So I can't build the corner leg. Well, this is just messy. I don't like this type of messy. I can build a 2 meter foundation. Okay. We will skip building that leg for now. We'll just say that we built into the cliff and the cliff is holding things up. That's not cool. Okay. I can put a power pole here, can I? There's more of these rock things. Okay. I'm puzzled. I'm baffled. But, here we go. I'll build power here. And there you go. And we'll figure it out later. It's kind of like my mantra in this game. Figure it out later. Because that's invariably how it all works out, right? Because, you know, I'm coming into this blind. You know, you watch some of these videos. Some of these guys have like 2, 3, 4,000 hours in this game. And so there is no figure it out later. In fact, they know the map so well, right? They're like, you know, walk into a spot you've never seen before, and they go, oh, yeah, over here there's, you know, some catarite, and over here I have, you know, two limestone nodes of impure. I mean, they got the whole thing wired. They know everything. That is not me. Not by a long shot. Okay. Get this all wired up. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to get very far on that third one. I don't even know if I should start the third one. I think for now, we'll leave the third one dangling. And but we will build stairway up on this one. A stairway to heaven, so to speak. Or a heavenly stairway. This is a cool corner of the map. I do like the beginning biome. You know, it's kind of like a lot of these survival games. You know, the beginner area is the one that's usually most Earth-like and comfortable and pretty, right? So that's the case, obviously, in this game. That's the case in Imperium Galactic Survival. That's the case in Cubic Odyssey. I mean, you know, just the one that people relate to the most, right? As a way of kind of gradually adjusting to all the alien weirdness that they're going to encounter over the course of this game. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Subnautica was kind of the same way too. Except in the original Subnautica, you know, you're still your first area, your first base is very close to your ship that went down, which is a high radiation zone. So that's not super nice or friendly, but it is what it is. So one of those cases where a zone that you're not meant to be in for a while is immediately next to the newbie zone. And you learn the hard way, don't go in there. Not yet. Come back with an adult. You have to be this old to take your submarine into this area. Or this high, yeah. Okay, I think we'll put up some fences and okay, we'll zoop some fences and then call it a day. And, you know, just like I said in my other series, including this one, right? The problem with an hour-long episode, not everybody appreciates hour-long episodes anyway, right? There's a lot of people who would prefer 15-minute episodes. But the problem with an hour-long episode is it takes about an hour, and by the time the end of my hour is up, I'm warmed up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to just keep going for another 4 or 5 hours, but that's not how it works, right? So go ahead and take a break. Now there is an advantage to this, because when you do a marathon session like that, everything you're doing, it's just one thought after another leading to another, but there's really no time to stop and kind of fully bake what you're doing. And in this case, even though I am stopping in an hour, I have a couple weeks until the next episode, and I do spend time thinking about this game in my off time, quote unquote. And that's when I come up with some ideas and stuff. Plus, when you edit, you see stuff you missed. So all these things lead to a better start the next time around. But that's what we got done today. We got 2 islands basically set up. I just realized I didn't connect those machines to power. It doesn't matter. Not yet. And then so next time we will build another production island, and then we'll build a smelter island, and then we'll try to take them live and see how that goes. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you're looking forward to that. I think this is an interesting journey we've been on so far. I hope you agree with me, and I hope you join me on the next episode of Mostly Satisfactory. And if you haven't already done so, please like the video and subscribe if you feel inclined. But until next time, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch of good fortune. Cheers.